This video is part 2. In the last video, in part 1, I told you who removed the Prime Minister of Australia. The Queen of Australia, the Queen's representative, her representative, John Kerr, the Prime Minister of Australia, Gough Whitlam. Kerr removed Gough Whitlam from power. Gough Whitlam didn't have power anymore. Kerr fired him. He got rid of Whitlam. But why? Why did Kerr remove Whitlam from power? Now the year is 2023. This happened in 1975. Gough Whitlam had been Prime Minister since 1972. This year is 2023. Last year was 2022. Last year, in 2022, the people living in Australia decided who goes to Parliament. The people living in Australia chose who goes to Parliament. And 3 years before that, in 2019, they chose who goes to Parliament. 1, 2, 3. And 3 years before that, in 2016. 1, 2, 3. The people living in Australia decided who goes to Parliament. Who will be in the Parliament of Australia. Every 3 years, the people of Australia choose who goes to Parliament. On a day in the year, everyone goes to a building near where they live, near their house, not far, near where they live. Everyone in Australia goes to a building on the day in the year. Every 3 years. They go inside the building, and inside choose who goes to Parliament. inside the building, everyone gets a piece of paper. They write on the piece of paper and put the piece of paper into a box. Here, on this piece of paper, there are three different choices. They can choose between three different choices. Everyone can choose between three different people who they want to go to Parliament. They choose a person, one person on the paper. They tick a box. They choose the first, second, or third person. They choose who will be in Parliament for the next 3 years. In 1972, Gough Whitlam was already in Parliament, but he wasn't Prime Minister. Before 1972, he was already in Parliament. He'd been in Parliament since 1952. Since 1952, he was already in Parliament. He'd been in Parliament for 20 years before becoming Prime Minister. How did he become Prime Minister in 1972? In Australia, there are two big parties: the Red Party and the Blue Party. Parties are groups of people that work together inside the Parliament. Groups of people that go to the Parliament, that are chosen to go to the Parliament and to work together. The Red Party has a leader, and the Blue Party has a leader. Someone who leads. Leader. If most of the people inside Parliament belong to the Red Party, they choose the leader of the Red Party to become Prime Minister. If most of the people inside Parliament belong to the Blue Party, they choose the leader of the Blue Party to become Prime Minister. Year, month, day. The 2nd of December 1972. the day everyone living in Australia chose who would be in Parliament for the next 3 years. This was the first time since 1949 that most of the people in Parliament were from the Red Party. The first time since 1949. For 23 years, most of the people in Parliament had been from the Blue Party for 23 years. So, during those 23 years, the Parliament always chose the leader of the Blue Party to be Prime Minister. After the 2nd of December 1972, the Parliament chose the leader of the Red Party to be Prime Minister. Gough Whitlam was the leader of the Red Party. Parliament chose Gough Whitlam to be Prime Minister. This is Barry. His name is Barry. It's a man, Barry. This is Barry's house, his house, where he lives. Barry lives in this house. This is where Barry works, where he works. Barry works in this building. This is the entrance to the building where Barry works. Barry goes inside the entrance, goes through the doors to get inside the building. The entrance. Barry drives his car to work. Every day, Barry drives his car from his house to work, to the building where he works. Next to the building where Barry works is a car park. The car park is next to the building. Some of the places in the car park are close to the entrance of the building, which is good because you don't have to walk very far to get from the car to the entrance. It's good. Other places in the car park are far from the entrance to the building. They're not very good. They're bad because you have to walk far to get from the car to the building. One place in the car park is perfect. It's right next to the building. Every day in the morning, Barry wakes up early. He wakes up early. Not late, not later in the day, later in the morning. He wakes up early. He wakes up early, leaves the house early, and drives to work in his car early. Because Barry wants to get to work before anyone else. Barry wants to be the first person to get to work. Because Barry wants to get the one perfect parking spot right next to the entrance to the building where he works. For 23 years, every day, Barry has parked his car in the perfect place. Then, one morning, Barry arrives to the car park, and he sees that someone else is already in the perfect parking spot. Someone else is already in Barry's place. Someone else arrived earlier than Barry did to work. Someone else is in his place. Barry is annoyed. He's annoyed. He's not happy. Barry is not happy. Annoyed. For 23 years, Barry has enjoyed parking his car right next to the entrance to the building where he works. Now, Barry has to walk far to get from his car to the entrance. Being the Prime Minister, you have lots of power. The Prime Minister has lots of power. Being in control of Parliament, you have lots of power. The Parliament has lots of money to spend. The Parliament spends lots of money on things like building schools, building hospitals, building roads, building bridges. Parliament spends lots of money on many many different things. It's a lot of power. The Blue Party controlled Parliament for 23 years. They enjoyed having that power for 23 years. In 1972, the Blue Party lost that power. They wanted it back. The Blue Party wanted it back. They were like Barry. For 23 years, they'd been the ones spending money. Now they had to sit and watch the other party spending all the money. So the Blue Party decided to stop it. In the next video, in part 3, I will tell you what the Blue Party did. All right. See ya.